In this video, we're going to learn how you can connect Slack to n8n so you can trigger your workflow from your Slack channel. So what we have here is just an empty n8n workflow, and I've also made a completely brand new workspace in Slack, and we're going to create a bot in Slack, and it is going to be triggered through n8n. So first things first, what we want to do is create an app in Slack. And to do that, we need to go to api.slack.com/apps. And when you're on this page, all you have to do is go to create new app, then click from scratch. And after this, you want to just name your app basically and select what workspace you want it to be a part of. So for this one, I'm just going to write n8n integration test. Very unsexy name, and then I'm going to select test integration, which is the workspace I created. After that, click create app, and right here we have a whole bunch of information. A lot of it you don't have to really worry about too much, but the main things that we need to do here is we need to first define the scopes for our app, which you can find on the OAuth and permission tab. So over here, we've got a section here which is scopes, and what this is basically saying what our app can and can't do in Slack. So if you don't select something here, like for example, the ability to read a channel, then your app won't be able to do that. So bit of a security measure, and for us, we want to be able to add the permissions that we need in order for our app to function. So in this, I'll just provide the kind of basic ones. So the first one that's really important is app mentions. So this is every single time you mention the bot or the app, then it's going to be able to read and identify that. So another one is we want to add a lot of the channel permissions. So channel history, channel join, channel read. And we also want to be able to write information. So if our bot is mentioned, that's great, but if it can't say anything back, then it's not very useful. If we want to make a chat bot, for example, maybe for other applications, it'll be totally fine. So what we want to do is also add write. So we want to do channel write, or chat write, sorry. And another one, if you're uploading files, we want to have the ability to write files. So this is like uploading a spreadsheet, for example. And another one, which basically just helps n8n be able to identify your channel. So when you're kind of using the n8n workflow and you're selecting what channel you want. I didn't have this one before, and this time I realized that I need it, which is groups read. So this allows you to kind of select the drop down, see what channels you have, select them on n8n. So once you've got all of these ones in there, then what you need to do is click install. So install to your workspace. You need to have the scopes first and then install it. If you change the scopes that you have, let's say you add something, you need to click reinstall. So let's do that now. And then we just click allow. So now it's installed, and we have this thing here, this OAuth token. It says bot user OAuth token. So this is the token for our bot. And we need to take this and we need to put it into n8n as a credential, which is something that we will do now. So we're in our n8n workflow. We got nothing here right now. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to add a trigger. And the trigger is going to be a Slack trigger. So we're going to search for Slack, click Slack, and we want on bot app mention. So that means that whenever we type at bot, it'll show up. So great. So what we need is we actually need to add our credentials. It says that I have a credential here, but this is for a different account. So we're going to add a new credential. And this is going to be n8n Slack bot test. Obviously name this whatever you want. If you just have one Slack credential, just name it as Slack credential. And here we've got the access token and the signature secret. So access token is the thing that we just created, which is this, the bot user OAuth token. So just copy that, take it, paste it in here, and then it should be fine, but they do recommend that you do the signature secret. So that means that we can, make sure and authenticate that the message is coming from Slack. So in this section, what you can do is go to basic information, and then we've got the signing secret over here. So just click show, copy it, and then you can just paste it in there. And then after that, just hit save, and everything should be good. So there we go. So now we're connected to Slack, which is awesome. And what we want to do is we want to be able to select a channel. So my workspace here, I've got new channel. So this is just your brand new workspace. So, but if you, whatever channel you have, whatever channel you want this bot to be in, you can just select it from the drop-down menu. Once you add your credentials, you should be able to see all your channels. So in this one, we're going to select new channel, right? And then from here, we should be able to connect to it. There is going to be one thing that doesn't work yet, but let's just have a look and see if we can add our integration. So we're going to add n8n integration test, and what I'll do is I'll just execute the step. I'll show you why it's not going to work, and then I'll explain why. So if we add our bot, and then we try to run it, what we are expecting is we're expecting the event to be listened to and then for it to appear here, but it doesn't happen. And even though we have our credentials in there, there is something we're missing, which is the webhook. So we need to provide the webhook for our Slack trigger to our Slack app. And we have two webhooks here. So we have the production one and the test one. For now, we're just going to use the test one. And where we need to put this is on our apps page over here. We need to go to the event subscription. When you're on this page, enable events is going to be off by default. We want to turn that on. And then we want to paste our webhook into here. Now, the first time you do it, you're probably going to get an error like this. And what we need to do is we need to ensure that we're listening. So let's click execute step and then click retry. And now we get verified, which means that our webhook is working. So the next thing you need to do is you need to click on subscribe to bot events. And we want to add a bot event here, which is app mention. So that means that when our bot is mentioned, this is going to trigger, and then we're actually going to get the message in n8n. So click save changes. And after we do that, now when we send a message through Slack, we should get a result here. So let's just execute the step, make sure it's listening, and we're going to be write a message here, n8n integration test, and we're going to write hello. And as you can see, the message comes through. So now we can actually control, we can get our messages from Slack into n8n and run our automation. Cool. So the next thing we want to do is we want to be able to send a message from our bot back into Slack. So in order to do that, let's just add a new node, get the Slack node, and then we're going to select send a message, which I can't see right now. Maybe if I type message, there we go. So with this stage, we have a couple of options that we can do. So if we want to reply, like let's say you have the bot working in multiple different channels and you want to just reply to the channel where the message came from, then what you can do is select the channel here and you can just apply it through there. And then it's a variable, which means that if you mention the bot in this channel or that channel, it will apply to the same channel. If you don't want that, if you just want it to be like I was going to say Unibot, but that doesn't really make sense. If you just want it to respond to a single channel, then what you need to do is just select it from the menu. So you can just click new channel and it will just reply to the new channel. Or the channel you selected, sorry. My channel is called new channel, but the channel that you want it to. So, and over here, we're just going to write hello from n8n. And then we're going to hit execute step. And once we've done that, then we're going to see that our message pops up, hello from n8n. with that, it works. If you want to remove, by the way, if you want to remove this automated with n8n workflow, you can do it by going to add option, and here it says include link to workflow. You can just unselect that, and if you unselect it, if you hit it again, execute step, then this time it doesn't appear. So that's just a preference thing, up to you. And yeah, this works. So the last thing that we can do is we can just set it to active and make sure that it works properly. The only thing that we need to change in order for that to work is we have to provide the production URL webhook. So if you click that, click this button here, then we're going to get the actual production URL. And we need to go back to our Slack app over here to our event subscriptions page. And we need to change our webhook URL. So in this case, I just click change. We've got a new area that appears here. We're going to paste that, and it might fail to verify again. And the reason is that now we have to turn it on. So if we turn it on over here, now if we retry it, we should get verified, and then we just save the changes. So with that done, now every time I write a message mentioning n8n integration test bot, we should get a message that says hello from n8n. So let's give it a go. We'll say what's up. And there we go, we got the response. So that's how you connect n8n to Slack. I hope this has been useful, and I'll see you on the next one.